Hey, welcome back. Let me tell you what separates a genuinely good long term AI crypto investment from a project that just sounds impressive in a bull market. Most retail investors approach AI crypto the same way they approach every other crypto narrative. They find the coins with the most exciting marketing, the biggest social media presence, and the fastest recent price increase. They buy at the peak of excitement, and then they hold through a painful decline when the narrative cools and reality sets in. Genuine long term AI crypto investing works completely differently. It starts with understanding which specific problems in the AI space are large enough and durable enough to support thriving protocols over a period of years. It continues with identifying which projects have the technical substance, the token design, and the team quality to actually capture that long term value. And it requires the patience to hold through cycles while the underlying technology matures and adoption grows. Today, I'm giving you the complete framework for thinking about AI crypto as a long term investor. The categories of projects worth understanding deeply, the specific evaluation criteria that matter most for long term holding, and the mindset required to actually benefit from this sector rather than just trading the narrative. Let us get into it. Why AI crypto is a long term opportunity, not just a cycle narrative. Before getting into specific project categories, let us establish why AI crypto deserves serious long term consideration rather than being treated as just another rotation narrative to trade in and out of. The fundamental difference between AI crypto and most previous crypto narratives is the source of the underlying demand. Previous crypto narratives, including initial coin offerings, decentralized finance summer, and the NFT boom, were primarily driven by crypto native demand. The demand for these assets came almost entirely from within the crypto ecosystem itself. When the crypto market cycle turned down, the demand evaporated because the external world had not genuinely adopted these products at scale. AI crypto is different in a structural way. The demand for AI compute, AI data infrastructure, and AI development tools is coming from the mainstream technology economy, not primarily from within crypto. The companies and developers who need GPU compute to train models do not care whether they pay for it with cryptocurrency or with dollars. They care about cost, availability, and reliability. If decentralized compute networks can deliver on those dimensions, demand flows in regardless of what the broader crypto market is doing. This external demand anchoring is not a feature of most crypto narratives. It is a genuine structural difference that changes the long term investment calculus significantly. Additionally, the problems that AI crypto protocols are solving are not going away. The demand for AI compute will keep growing as models become more capable and more widely deployed. The need for verifiable AI outputs will increase as AI makes more consequential decisions. The requirement for AI agent payment infrastructure will grow as autonomous agents become more capable and widely used. These are durable, growing problems with large and expanding addressable markets. The protocols that successfully solve them have the potential to sustain and grow their relevance across multiple market cycles rather than peaking with a single narrative wave. Company 1: Decentralized Compute Networks. The first category of AI crypto projects worth serious long term consideration is decentralized compute networks. This is the category with the clearest and most immediately addressable market. AI model training and inference require enormous amounts of GPU compute. Centralized providers charge premium prices and supply is constrained. A decentralized marketplace that can aggregate underutilized GPU capacity globally and make it available at competitive prices is solving a real, large, and growing problem with clear external demand. Here is what to look for in a long-term worthy decentralized compute project. Verifiable real compute on the network. The single most important metric is whether real GPUs are actually connected and providing real compute work. You want to see growing numbers of compute providers, growing numbers of compute hours being delivered, and growing revenue flowing through the protocol. Projects that show only token price and community growth without real compute metrics are not genuinely building in this category. Competitive pricing relative to centralized alternatives. The value proposition is lower cost access to AI compute. If the protocol cannot consistently offer meaningfully better pricing than Amazon Web Services or Google Cloud for comparable compute quality, the core value proposition is weak. Technical infrastructure quality. Decentralized compute needs to handle the reliability, latency, and data privacy requirements that AI developers actually need. Projects with serious infrastructure engineering rather than just marketplace mechanics are in a much stronger position for long-term adoption by professional AI developers. Tokenomics that align with real usage. The strongest token designs in this category involve tokens that are genuinely required to purchase compute on the network, creating demand that grows directly with compute usage rather than being independent of it. When the token is the settlement currency for real transactions, its value is grounded in real economic activity. Category 2. AI data infrastructure and oracles. The second category addresses the data layer of AI, and it is a category that most retail investors significantly underestimate in importance. AI models are only as good as the data they are trained on, and the availability, quality, and diversity of training data is one of the most significant constraints on AI development. Most high-quality data is either locked within large corporations, scattered across proprietary systems, or owned by individuals who receive no compensation for its use in AI training. Blockchain-based data infrastructure projects are building the systems that allow data to flow more freely, more fairly, and more verifiably into AI development pipelines. Data marketplace protocols allow data owners, including individuals and organizations, to list, license, and sell access to their datasets for AI training purposes, receiving payment directly when their data is used. Data provenance and lineage tracking uses blockchain to create verifiable records of where training data came from, who contributed it, how it was processed, and what models were trained on it. As regulations around AI training data become more stringent globally, this verifiable data lineage becomes increasingly valuable for AI companies trying to demonstrate regulatory compliance. AI-specific Oracle networks provide real-world data feeds to AI systems and blockchain protocols in a verifiable, tamper-resistant way. As AI protocols need to interact with real-world information to make decisions, the quality and verifiability of the data feeds they rely on becomes critical infrastructure. For long-term investors, data infrastructure projects with growing numbers of data providers, growing transaction volumes on their marketplaces, and clear regulatory tailwinds supporting their value proposition are worth deep research. This category tends to have less speculative excitement than compute networks, but often has more durable competitive advantages built around data network effects. County 3. AI agent infrastructure. The third category is the one with the longest development timeline, but potentially the largest long-term opportunity. AI agent infrastructure. As we covered in previous videos, autonomous AI agents need blockchain infrastructure for payments, identity, and coordination. The protocols building this foundational infrastructure are essentially building the operating system for the future AI agent economy. For long term investors, this category requires the most patience because the mainstream adoption of capable autonomous agents is a multi year development. But it also potentially offers the most significant long term upside because the infrastructure layer of a genuinely new economic paradigm, if that paradigm develops as many credible observers expect, represents an extraordinarily large long term opportunity. Here is what to evaluate in AI agent infrastructure projects. Developer adoption and ecosystem growth. Agent infrastructure is only as valuable as the number of agents and agent applications being built on top of it. Look for growing numbers of developers building with the protocol, growing numbers of deployed agents using the infrastructure, and a growing ecosystem of complementary tools and services being built around the core protocol. Technical architecture for scale. Agent economies at any meaningful scale involve enormous numbers of transactions happening at high frequency. The technical architecture of the underlying infrastructure needs to be designed for this scale from the ground up, not retrofitted as an afterthought. Evaluate whether the team has genuinely thought through the technical requirements of large scale agent operation. Partnerships with AI development organizations. The most credible signal of genuine traction in this category is AI development organizations, including AI startups, AI research labs, and technology companies building AI products, actively choosing to build their agent infrastructure on a specific blockchain protocol. These technical partnership decisions are based on genuine evaluation of capabilities rather than marketing, making them meaningful quality signals. The long term investor mindset for AI crypto. Knowing which categories and projects are worth investing in is only part of the picture. The mindset and approach you bring to these investments as a long term holder is equally important. Mindset Principle 1: expect multiple years, not multiple months. The genuine long term value in AI crypto is not going to be realized in the next 6 months. The technology is real but early. Adoption takes time. Infrastructure takes time to build and gain trust. If your time horizon is months, you are trading the narrative rather than investing in the technology. The investors who benefit most from genuinely transformative technologies are the ones who can hold through multiple market cycles with conviction grounded in deep understanding. Mindset Principle 2: monitor real metrics, not price. For long-term AI crypto investments, price is a lagging indicator of success. The leading indicators are usage metrics, compute hours delivered, data transactions completed, developers building on the protocol, agents deployed, revenue generated. These metrics tell you whether the underlying thesis is developing as expected, independent of what short-term market sentiment is doing to the price. Mindset Principle 3: size positions for volatility. Even the most fundamentally sound AI crypto projects will experience significant price volatility. Bear markets can take prices down 70 to 90% from peaks, regardless of project quality. Position sizes should reflect this reality. A position sized appropriately for expected volatility is one you can hold through drawdowns without being forced to sell at the worst moment. A position sized for best case returns will cause you to exit during the inevitable painful periods before the long term thesis has time to play out. Mindset Principle 4: continue researching throughout your holding period. The AI crypto landscape is evolving rapidly. New competitors emerge, technology develops in unexpected directions, regulatory landscapes shift. Long term investors who do their initial research and then check out until the next bull market peak are taking on significant risks they may not be aware of. Regular, ongoing engagement with the projects you hold ensures you notice if the thesis changes before it is too late to act. Let me bring your complete framework together. AI crypto deserves serious long term consideration because it has external demand anchoring from the mainstream technology economy, durable and growing addressable markets, and structural problems large enough to support thriving protocols across multiple market cycles. The three categories worth deep research for long term investors are decentralized compute networks, where you evaluate real compute metrics, pricing competitiveness, infrastructure quality, and usage driven tokenomics. AI data infrastructure, where you look for growing marketplace activity, regulatory tailwinds around data provenance, and genuine data network effects. And AI agent infrastructure, where developer adoption, technical architecture for scale, and genuine partnerships with AI organizations are the key quality signals. The long term investor mindset requires expecting years, not months, monitoring real usage metrics rather than price, sizing positions to survive significant volatility, and staying actively engaged with ongoing developments rather than checking out after the initial investment. Here is the final truth I want to leave you with. The most significant crypto investment opportunities of the past have always looked small and uncertain at the beginning. The investors who benefited most were not the ones who waited for certainty. They were the ones who did the deep work early, developed genuine conviction, and held through the inevitable periods of doubt and volatility that come before any major technological adoption cycle reaches its potential. The AI and blockchain convergence is one of the most credible long term opportunities in the current crypto landscape. The work you do now to understand it deeply puts you ahead of the vast majority of investors who will only notice it after prices have already reflected the opportunity. If this video gave you a genuine framework for thinking about AI crypto as a long term investor, please hit the like button and subscribe. Drop a comment below and tell me which of these three categories you are going to research first and why. I read every comment. I will see you in the next one.